evening, everybody. A packed house today. We got Milan Club Boston in the house. Jan making his triumphant return. He will let us know where he's been all this time. Stevie P, Vinny T. Guys, do we need any more introductions? Are we ready?
Let's go.
Let's go, gentlemen. Here we go.
Welcome to the Milan Weekly Podcast, the English voice of Milan fans all over the world, with your hosts, Vinny T and Stevie P.
Benvenuti nella casa
Giroud in area, si gira, sinistro, rete, gol capolavoro di Olivier Giroud.
Mignon with another magical save.
Mamma mia, Teo Hernandez, coast to coast, del numero 19.
Leao carica il mancino. Eccolo qua, Rafa Leao.
Il Milan è campione d'Italia.
Cari amici sportivi, welcome yet to another edition of the Milan Weekly Podcast. Here we talk, yes, everything Milan, even a 1-1 stalemate Milan, and where the Twitter Milan world has come down crashing once again, Milan. Stevie P, Vinny T, Mark from Boston, Jan from his, he was going to let us know where he's been, but gentlemen, it is Monday night, it is 9 p.m., a special shout out to Zvonko, as promised. Thank you again. A shout out I gave it to you yesterday for that beautiful shirt you sent me and Steve. But it's 5 a.m. This guy does not sleep, Zvonko. Thank you. And I saw a lady called the Commiso. So we have Rocco's maybe daughter on Maria Commiso. And to Alex Cardone, congratulations. My friend got married on Saturday. And rumor is came out to Pioli's on fire. I don't know if his wife was okay with it, but congratulations to him. How we all doing, Stevie P? We saw each other yesterday on a nice little weekend, and yes. How are you doing? Let's take the time to say how's everybody doing, and
Guys, it's fantastic. Look at this. We have Boston in the house. We have Jan from his luxurious penthouse. We have Vinny from the bachelor man cave of all man caves. What more can you ask for from a Milan podcast? We have the guys coast to coast to show up on Thursday and bring all that excitement to counter my negativity from every Monday night. Guys, I wish didn't we invite other people?
We did invite other people. So before we get into why Mark is here, Steve, if you don't mind. Actually, you know what? Let's talk about it now. We'll talk about where Jan has been. Now, guys, we reached out, right? First time was my fault. We reached out to, we call it the 5 families of Milan clubs around the world. We have Milan Club New York, Milan Club Boston, Milan Club Montreal, Milan Club Philly, and Milan Club Toronto. Now, Mark was the only one that was able to come and, join us to talk about Milan Club Boston. Steve, can you please shed light or where is Milan Club Franco, Milan Club New York, Maurizio, Milan Club Toronto, Milan Club Philly? We have their pictures up there testing out. Dim, Steve, please share.
This is Mark and his fantastic graphic skills. But first, we have
Ciao ragazzi, ciao Ale, come stai?
Yes.
Ciao presidente, il vero presidente. Come stai te? Tutto bene?
Tutto bene, grazie.
So we'll start with homegrown Il Presidente Marcello, very busy as always, calculus class, but now not this week, guys. Presidente Marcello has taken Maurizio, president of Toronto, under his wing for voiceover classes, ladies and gentlemen. They have taken that next step in their podcast journey, and they are practicing their podcast voices, guys. So that's where Maurizio is. Maurizio is not with Facebook Frank, who had to tell the whole entire world he's in Niagara Falls on vacation. Let's not talk about Kumbarachicha there from New York, guys.
Yeah, 3 pages of
goes on
notes.
these. He goes on these. We're gonna call them family vacations, where he leaves his beloved state of New York, and he says that he has family in Toronto. So he makes that 14-hour drive, leaving in the early mornings. And guys, I really, I think it's strippers and cocaine for Kumbarajic, you guys. That's what I think. I'm not buying
It's
this
cheaper
family
here.
stuff.
His money's good. His money's good over here, right?
The exchange, he gets 30% more, so that's a no-brainer for Kumbarajic. If your family is listening to this while you are on family vacation, I apologize in advance. I am an idiot. But I leave the last for the last. So Dave was the best. Dave is like, Dave, we want you on. Guys, I'm going to be traveling. No, Dave, it's when are you not traveling?
He was
That's what I
driving.
wanna
He
know.
was driving for work.
Driving. You know that he's not driving. He has a driver. The first lady doesn't drive. He doesn't drive. He's sitting in the back with a high collared shirt, and he has a foulard because now he started wearing foulards. He went to Scotland for a couple of days, and he went and see those Highland games, and now he's back from Scotland with a foulard. So that's where the other presidents are. But thank you to Mark, who not only came, but he brought his A game with his fantastic graphic in the back.
I love it, Mark. And you know what? To all the people that asked for the timestamps, right? If you skip over these intros, you're gonna miss golden, content like this. So, Mark, thank you for that. She watches the show. We love you, Fast.
Strippers and cocaine. That's what he's doing.
So this is where the other three presidents are. We're gonna give you a chance to talk about Milan Club Boston. How was the first two games? Jan, there's been a lot of talks and rumors where you haven't been on the podcast. I don't know if you're taking too much heat on Twitter from all your enemies, but please explain where have you been?
In negotiations with the Presidente in the Cantina. So he's a very busy man. So negotiations have been prorated over several weeks, moments at a time. And we finally came to Presidente doesn't believe in PDFs.
No.
He sent me the fax with the contract renewal. So it's been a couple of weeks. We've been negotiating, myself and Marcello, for my renewal with the club. And after spending a few hours trying to find the link in the email that he sent me, because he's not very good with sizing of the links, I did find it. I was very happy to renew. Just wanted to make sure that everyone knows that only I have to go through the contract renewal like this because of the podcast. Everyone else, just go to your email. You can easily sign up again for the club. We're always looking for more members and renewed members. You don't want to be kicked out of that chat. Marcello, I saw in the Cantina, he has a countdown. There's a countdown with everyone's name next to it. It's with the old flip rotary dial. It's not even digital. And he's ready to kick people out. So make sure you guys are renewed by September 30th, right?
For the renewal of $25 for existing members, $50 for new ones that will get a Milan Club Montreal scarf. Now, I know there's been maybe a couple of terms and conditions. Steve acted as your agent. Steve, you went through the renewal of the membership. Everything was kosher.
Everything was kosher. It was almost like the coast-to-coast contract, almost a duplicate. But on a serious note, we had, before we get to Mark and beautiful Milan Club Boston, we showed up. We showed up to Chacharo's, guys, and this is really important. It's from the heart. We need the Milan faithful to come. We spent 10 years, following this team, and we were for the love of the shirt. But we need the people from Montreal, the members, existing and new members, guys. This is the time. We are Campione d'Italia, guys. I don't know what else Milan Club Montreal can do to get you guys out. Chacharo's holds a fantastic establishment where, we can pretty much get whatever we want. They treat us like as if they're Milanisti, which they're not.
They're not.
And that's the funny part, right? So we need everybody to come out. It's not for the money, guys. It's a non-profit. The Presidente has everything. We joke that he has everything calculated. He does. And
unfortunately, he has everything
and he does, exactly,
down to the T.
And he does. So it's not for the money. It's to do these wonderful things that we can do for the club. And as we grow and as we continue to grow, other clubs have emerged and they continue to grow. And that's how Milan and that's how we get recognized across the ocean from Milan, whether we like it or not, guys. It's all in the numbers. So come out, come and enjoy, come sign up, and come enjoy.
If the old men showed up both weeks and they don't have no email, everything, they were there, right? My brother showing up 2 weeks in a row. Guys, it's about we want to have, a full, a nice packed house with, whether we're 20, 30, but, we're Campione d'Italia. We showed up. The members of Milan Club Montreal showed up like the way Milan showed up against Atalanta. I hope.
Late.
So yes, check your emails, please, guys. Renew and they have to go through the email, the fourth spot of the email.
The fourth spot in the email, make sure that you don't search for renewal, because in the subject line it says giveaway. So just make sure you know where to go look and giveaway. Scroll down to the bottom in a small little corner. You're going to see the sign up. But all jokes, everything was really good. The only thing that was not kosher was Steve's bonus on the signing of Busted Tweets. It was 3 pounds of Capicolo. Nothing kosher about that. But Steve got his pound of flesh, as Mino always did when he was alive. So President is now he's sending me other jobs on the side. Yeah, Francis was nice to show up. Thank you, Francis, for the pint of beer. Grazie. Thank you.
Yeah, he was making amends. Mark, I don't know, how do you sign up members in Boston? Do you have all these intricate terms and condition? How's it been for the last couple of days, a couple of games there for Milan Club Boston?
No terms and conditions. The only term and condition I had was my president said I had to wear the scarf if I wanted to join the show. So I held up my end of the bargain. But in terms of just our club, if you show up, you're one of us. So if you show up to Ducali in the North End in Boston, you're part of our club. So it's pretty much that simple. You get added to a group chat, and that's it. I mean, like Steve said, I mean, our restaurant, it's a pizzeria bar. They're not Milan fans either. It's called Ducali. They're actually Parma fans.
That's okay.
But I mean, they treat us like family. I mean, they let me in before opening to set up. They make sure there's always at least one bartender available for us to watch the game, including midweek games when those come around. So I mean, you got to show the gratitude back, and we keep doing that. They keep treating us that way, and it's been great. So as far as the last 2 weeks, I mean, we picked up right where we left off last year. I mean, the last 3 or 4 matches were full houses, and I wasn't sure how it would turn out to start the year because, obviously the Scudetto push is going to bring a lot more people out. But, I mean, week 1, we were full house again. And then even then I said, let's temper our expectations. It's opening day. I don't hear in Boston, like Fenway Park, opening day is full and the second game is like half full. So I said, let's just, let's wait and see how it looks for match day 2. And it was a full house again. So I'm hoping people keep coming out and joining us because we all have a good time. And
so
it's
anybody
fun.
anybody listen, do you have the actual address? Where is it in the city of Boston? We'll mention it again after. Or how did they get information? Twitter, Facebook?
We're on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Milan Club Boston on all 3 platforms. Ducali is the name of the restaurant. It's on 289 Causeway Street. It's right down the street from the Garden. So if you know where the Garden is, just walk down the street and you'll be there. You'll see us.
It's 2 streets down from Ujardin.
So you're gonna stay with us. I don't know if you stay. You know what? Yes, you're keeping that background the whole time that you're gonna be with us, guys. No other housekeeping stuff. We could get straight into the game. Yes, nothing. Here we go. So you got your
That's Jesse.
And you know what? I'm gonna say it now. One of my facepalm moments of the week, the week, an indigestion some sort. The beautiful scarf that you're wearing right now. They had a video of Franco at Milan Club New York wearing that scarf, and Serie A retweeted or put it on Instagram. Look at all these clubs around the world, and he said, "This is Milan Club Boston."
Yep.
Way to go, Serie A. Way to
yeah.
go. It's that was funny.
At least they're true to form.
Yeah,
right?
they just screw up.
They wanted to win Busted Tweets again. I guess that's what they wanted to do.
And look at the President. He's chatting with a Boston accent. So we got Presidente live in the chat, guys. Be on your best behavior. He did make us our slides for this week, gentlemen. So let's talk about it. Milan Atalanta. 1-1 draw. I know, we're talking with the Patreon guys before the game, and that was a bit, it's like, is it okay to feel excited about this game? I know it wasn't going to be an easy one, but, Jan, Steve, and I, we were all together watching this game here, and wow, oh wow, what a difference from, game 1 to game 2. Now I know we're gonna get into it. How right now Roma have already won the Roma and Napoli already won the Scudetto. How Liverpool haven't won a game. People are. It's 2 games in, right? But looking at the way they performed, and I'm gonna eat my words because I don't even know why I kept believing about Messias that we need to believe in this guy. Just completely horrible. Diaz, at one point, I remember, Steve, I looked at you. Did he even touch the ball? Your feelings about this game. I'm gonna ask you guys this, but it's in the end. I don't know if it's about being glass half full kind of guy. It was like, okay, you know what, we got a point away in Bergamo, but it really felt. We'll relive a couple of the highlights, but it really felt we deserved to win this game. Steve.
Yeah, I don't know. Usually, I'm the one who's the negative one, but I really felt that they didn't have that bad of a game. I just think that, like we mentioned last week, if you come out and you fall asleep against a team like Atalanta, it's not going to be as easy to come back as a team like Udine. It's just Atalanta's better. Malinovsky, supposedly on the way out, or to Marseille, or to Tottenham, but he played. He was there, and myself and Jan were joking. If this guy would hit the target for maybe 75% of the shots that he does take, he would be at another level. So, he did score. They took the lead. But again, this Milan has character, and we have to start looking at, yes, it is in theory drop points, but of all the teams in the Sette Sorelle, I think we've played the hardest opponent to date, which is Atalanta, compared to everybody else. So I'm taking it as a glass half full. I have some problems with the Tonali starting. I don't know if we want to talk about it now. I have my consistent every single Monday night problem with right wing. And I have just some other, body language issues from Leao. They're back again, guys. And this is concerning.
It definitely is. And, I'm going to, I'm going to ask you even a question from Fabio, a fellow Coast to Coast member. Hey, guys, what do you think of the reason why Adli not getting any time in the first 2 games? I don't know if that's concerning or, did you have a problem with who he started? I don't think he made a mistake with who he started, but did he wait too long? Maybe your takes on the game, the substitutions. It did feel that we had a little more of a pep in our step once those changes made, especially that beautiful pass. But why haven't we seen him, or is it too early to start judging the situation?
I definitely think it's too early to start judging the situation. I also think that a player like Adli, if they want to get the best out of him, he has to really get used to the system. And I read some comments from Pioli saying that they're looking to integrate him in a sense that he's not going to be exposed to criticisms. He has to learn another role. It's the same with Pobega. He's coming into a different system. Granted, when I saw him play those 20 minutes in game 1 in the middle of the park, he looked like he was a revolving door. I don't think he was very comfortable in that position. So with Krunic getting injured, I agree with Steve. I wouldn't have liked to see Tonali the whole game, but you're in a situation where what are you going to do? You're going to have to play the guy. And I think it suffered more for me. Leao was not a factor, I found, and Diaz in game 1 had a good game. This game here, not so much. And I understand starting the same lineup again. They played well in the first game. Okay, it's Udinese, but they played well. You can't start changing the wheel every game. But Messias didn't play well in the first game, didn't play well in the second. Diaz was not a factor. I hope this shows that CDK is going to start next game. And I think we even said this on this podcast last year. Steve said it before. You guys said it before. Diaz could be a very impactful sub. The kid has something, you know what I mean? But I just don't think he's the guy to start a game and to play the full 90. So I like to see CDK, and their one goal was a breakdown because of some miscommunication between the center backs and the 2 defensive midfielders.
Deflection, right?
It also deflected off Kalulu there, but I'm not going to blame him. It's just that the gap, the space that they left a guy like Malinovsky, his playbook. It's like when we had Suso, it's like don't make him cut left or cut right,
But even all of this, the chances, we can talk about. I'll even ask you, Mark. The tackle on Leao that everybody came out and said that was a straight red card, but it was only a yellow. Messias with Tonali in the front, all by himself. Messias trying to shoot Anyways, but do you agree with? Do you have the same takes as Jan and Steve? What did you think? Even Leao, I don't know. I don't know if it's because even in the first half he wasn't all there.
Yeah, I wish I could disagree and have a conversation, but I agree. I agree with Steve, and I thought we played well. Like I know the result wasn't what we wanted, but 1 point on the road in Bergamo isn't that bad. And I thought we played well. I can't stop thinking about that Macias. I mean, that ball from Teo, I left my body. I saw it happen. I saw Macias volley it across the face of the goal, and Tonali just get the tap in. I saw it, and it didn't happen.
No, I saw exactly what happened, Mark. I saw Macias at the end of that ball hitting the side of the net. And again,
you laughed. I think you laughed.
I
right?
did.
Everybody was like,
I
this, and he was
laughed
just laughing
because again, it's not. I don't want to be someone who's going to pick on a particular player. I didn't play soccer at the highest level. I understand there's pressure, but I come here on Monday night, guys, and I tell you the truth. And I've done this for 248 episodes. I will not, exaggerate things. If Milan want to take another step towards championship glory, and that's probably the focus. Is let's look to Champions League for that eighth cup. You need to be deep in a lot of positions, and I think with the signings, they're not household names, what we're used to. The Ronaldinhos are not coming in. The Beckhams are not coming in. We're not doing that anymore. We're bringing in key people. But if you haven't addressed an area of concern, and yes, we did win a Scudetto, don't get me wrong, but guys, the goal against Udine, Macias ball watching, the missed chances, the missed passes, there's a lack of confidence there in the guy. It's time for us to try something a little bit different. We brought in Salchicha Maker, who made a fantastic hustle play and I didn't even know that he saved that ball in the corner. I thought it was a corner kick. And he got it to Benacer, and we ended up tying up the game. But now Pioli has to again, 2 games in, but from what I see, someone like CDK, the Kettleman, he needs to be involved in the play. And you saw when he's involved, and the double pivot involve CDK. CDK is involved in the play and can also distribute. As we saw Tonali, who should not have been on the pitch, be on the end of a beautiful through ball that almost doesn't exist in Serie A, guys. What we're watching is something that is a lost art. And it's not once. He did it in the Udine game too. He just did it again. But we also saw, and we were talking together, Mark, myself, Vinny, and Jan, once the double pivot, or Atalanta, I'm going to give them some credit, recognized that CDK was more than a threat that they thought he would be, there started to be 2 to 3 people on CDK.
Got a couple of the hard tackles to a bit.
Yeah,
physical.
and he got some hard tackles. But that's what's going to happen, guys. They're going to physically punish these guys. Leao is going to be physically punished this year. Whoever is CDK, anybody that they put out there is going to be physically punished, because that's how you take out the wind from a very dynamic and fast team. And that's what Milan is, dynamic and fast. And in 2 games, I saw a lot of link-up plays that maybe last year we were not going to see, because the quality has been raised, right? Benacer, for me, my man of the match, not only because he scored a goal, he's just, he played 180%, which is his 100% plus the 80% that Tonali was not able to give. And that, again, it's on Pioli, because I understand you have injuries to Krunic. But, guys, it's Krunic. If we're willing to gamble with Krunic and keep him in that double pivot role where he's been able to play everywhere on over the pitch, then I would gamble with someone like Adli and say, you know what, take some minutes. Pobega, take some minutes from this guy. Because with that through ball from CDK, if it's someone with fresh legs, 9 times out of 10, that's in the back of the net.
About you, Jan, we got Bologna on Saturday. We got Sassuolo on Tuesday. You're not playing the same players. This is where we're probably going to see this rotation. and he did definitely get some welcome to Italy love taps. But we need to bounce back. He needs to change up what he needs to be changed up. Again, I think everybody's in agreement that we did not have a bad game, but I think that bitter taste we have in our mouths, because we could have easily won this game, even looking at the stats, right? But do you agree with Steve? Do you see them start against Bologna on Saturday? And by the way, kudos, my brioshki is, did you guys see Mihalovic at the end? They were on the AZN. He was on his side, that Pioli was on the other one. It's like, hey, okay, Stefano Mista, I'll see you on Saturday, and I hope the best team doesn't win. But Mihalovic,
I didn't see that.
yeah. But what do you say, Jan? Do you?
They're gonna have to rotate. I mean, Origi, I can see Origi playing one of those games from the start. If it's either on the left wing for Leao or in the striker position. Rebic already looks disinterested after this game. I don't know what he was doing. Giroud should be starting, I think. And
the Belgium
then,
connection, they all came out. The Belgium connection.
So okay, well, so then you'll play CDK, Origi, and Salamakers one game, and then the other one you'll probably play this formation again. I see Theo playing both games. I see Benacer playing both games. I see Tonali playing both games. Maybe Kjaer gets one of those games in. And on the right side, you'll probably see Florenzi.
You're seeing these guys all the way to the World Cup.
Yeah, exactly.
You're seeing from Mike Mignon out up until you reach the front four. You're seeing the same guys till the World Cup.
I think Florenzi is going to get one of the two games over Calabria. You don't think so? Or on the right side? No, not as a starter. And then CDK in the middle. I mean, CDK, I hope he's starting against Bologna. Bologna, it's Skorupski, their DJ and Nets over there. He always pulls up the big saves. It's going to be tough against Bologna and Sassuolo. Berardi's always there to dingle dangle around us, but I think it should be 6 points in the bag.
And I took care of Berardi, and I took care of Berardi.
Oh yeah, you took him in Fanta Calcio, so he's good.
You put it on your file, which we will talk about that after we go through the Serie A.
But there has to be some rotation because there's already some accounts freaking out about 3 injuries. You don't rotate guys. What's going to happen after 2 games? And
there's
you're
people
going to
freaking out on the internet that we tied 1-1.
Never. Yeah.
Okay.
No, that we have injuries.
That we have injuries.
Guys playing in the middle of August when it's supposed to. It's normal.
Sorry. It's normal. Yeah. Mark, you agree with everybody? Definitely going to have to see some sort of rotation with these players here. But who's not moving? Steve's saying that back four. Benacer is not moving. Who would you like to see starting up completely out of left? Completely out of left. Who would you see as your starting 3 up front?
Up front, yeah. I mean, I want to see Giroud start. I think it's time to throw him in the starting lineup. I think I agree. Origi has to start somewhere, whether it's left wing, right wing, somewhere. It looks like he's just been kind of eased in because he was injured for what felt like the first 2 months that we had him. I think CDK is the eventual starter at attacking midfielder. I don't know if we're going to see it in the next 2 games, but I think he's the long-term answer. And then maybe Brahim becomes the right winger someday. I don't really know. I think it's going to be patchwork on the right wing all year because I just don't see the big name right wing coming in unless something crazy happens. Like the layout.
We're
getting. You want to talk about those things.
We're selling Leao for 70 plus Zayed. All these beautiful. The rooms are starting.
Yeah, Vinny, you owe me another picture. Basically, Mark's agreeing that Ziyech is not coming. You owe me another picture.
I got 10 days left. Okay, how many?
I can't say anything. I was with him on that one, so I can't say anything there. But
I will buy you that picture. I will buy you a picture of beer once the September 1st comes
What's
up.
disturbing is that supposedly Ajax is going to be getting Ziyech back, and if we can't match salaries with Ajax, it's pretty bad. Ajax is not a team that is renowned to pay guys a lot of money, and the whole problem with Ziyech is that he wanted $6-7 million.
Yeah.
I think that's one of those situations where he's willing to take a pay cut to go back to a place he's played before, but he's not willing to take a pay cut to go somewhere he's never been. That's the sense I get. Which, that's fair,
then I don't want a player like that, because if you want to go back to Ajax, that you already made something over there to go back, and you're not 38 years old. You're not returning like Kaká to a team that you did something with it. So if that's what he wants, that's fine. I think that's not what Milan needs them in that regards.
Well, Shane on Patreon saying the whole team played average with some luck. We could have won 2-1, but luck wasn't on our side. Right wing, right when needed for coverage that expects some moves to happen in the next few days before the market. He's positive, Shane. He's positive. Don't think it's panic time yet, though, in terms of worrying about the overall season. So I agree with Shane. Shane joined us for his first ever therapy session. An Irishman living in Kenya, guys. Good for him. And he said he could still find some a good whiskey. Before we go into the Serie A, do we want to have any closing? Basically, Bologna, Sassuolo, we need to win those games because then you're getting into
you need to win.
Derby.
You need to
There's
win.
no other choices, right? You definitely need to win.
You need to go into the Derby mentally prepared for battle.
Exactly.
Because
so
it's not Zeko coming at you this time, huh?
No.
Old man Zeko's not the one
that's a good point, Jan. Thank you for reminding me. We got a little bit of a preview of what's going to happen. I know Zapata has, taken a little bit of a step back, but he's that similar type of striker, big and strong like Lukaku. Guys, I watched the sleep fest that was Inter Spezia, and it's not easy. It's a lot of Interiste and throughout the Twitter land have complained all the time that Milan's only play is kick it up to Giroud, and whether you like it or not. Yeah, to get us out of trouble, it was either Ibra or Giroud. We would punt the ball out to them, and they were able to hold and make the midfield come into the play or have the wing backs come into the play. Well, guys, surprise! Now you're kicking the ball up to Lukaku.
That's all they do. All game
so
long,
don't give me Limone ball. That's all they do, and it's a good play. It's a great play because the guy is actually better with his head than he is with his feet in terms of dishing out the ball. He's like Oliver Bierhoff style. He makes better passes with his head than he does with his feet. So that's what we're going to see. And I think it's going to be double team. And someone's going to need to control Lautaro Martinez when or not he'll be able to.
La Lula. Not as many goals this week in Serie A. We'll take over. We'll see how the Fanta Calcio has been going. But Torino Lazio, that was I tried to watch that one there. I don't what, if you guys raise your hand if you're watching, because I think I was only able to. Jan, what do you have to say about even both games? 0-0 Udinese, Salernitana 0-0.
I watched a bit of both for Fanta Calcio purposes. I'm upset I won't get the time back in my life. I'll just put it that way. It really wasn't that great of a spectacle. There was a lot of excitement at the end of the Lazio game. A few yellow cards were given out. It's gonna happen.
That was great for my Fanta Calcio. Great.
Everybody minded because Nando has everyone from Lazio. But Torino, they're gonna be a tough team to break down. That's what I saw in that game. They're tough to break down. They're better than last year as far as breaking them down. So that was tough. And then Salernitana, same as last year. It's always going to be a pain in the ass against these teams. So, but it was very boring. I
think Sergio hits the hammer on the nail with
no attack. Exactly, Sergio.
Definitely.
They could have re-signed Belotti by this point, though. Torino. No one signed Belotti yet.
Mark, do you do Fanta Calcio? Do you watch all the other games? I'm sure you watch the Inter game, but do you watch the Empoli Fiorentinas or the Sassuolo Lecce?
I missed Empoli Fiorentina. No, I try to watch as much as I can. I caught some of the Torino Lazio, but I was on my way to Ducali to set up, so I didn't see all of it. But yeah, it was from what I saw, it was a snooze fest. I saw some Napoli Monza. I have a couple of Napoli players on my Fanta Calcio team.
We're not there yet to talk about Napoli. Hold on a second. We have Jan is going to.
I don't want to bring up my score, but it was pretty good. It was pretty fruitful, that match.
Definitely, but let's go with Inter Spezia. No big surprises over here. Inter winning. To me,
I'm just surprised there wasn't 6 or 7-0 because they're having that same issue. They can get. Inter is fun to watch in the sense that they create a lot of chances.
Take a look at Çalhanoğlu's goal, guys.
A lot of chances they create. And
everything went their way. The ball hit deflection right in front of his feet. Hey, we would be taking it as well. So I'm not gonna say anything. But Steve, no surprises here. It's like Inter at home beating Spezia. And I don't know who their next coming games, but do you have any takeaways from this game?
No, I think, like I said, Inter now. The book is out. We knew it was going to come back. As soon as Lukaku slots in there, they're going to try to find him up high and play off him. And Inter is complete counterattack now. We saw it a bit with Conte. We're going to see it again with Simone Inzaghi. They will absorb pressure because they know they can. And their 3 ball-playing center back guys are dangerous. And it's the same. It's the carbon copy of last year, except they've added Lukaku. They can bring in Mkhitaryan as a sub. And it seems like Lautaro is somewhat a little bit more dangerous right now, but he did miss a sitter. Whoever had him in Fantacalcio for sure punched their couch. But I didn't stay on that game long because I wanted to see Sassuolo. I think Sassuolo was, they're shredded apart. They lost Camacca. They just lost Raspadori to Naples as well. But it's the guy who never wants to leave Sassuolo who does it again. And that was candidate of goal of the year, because to pull something like that off is pure class and technique. Yes, he has his, his glitchy moments where we don't know what he's actually doing on that right wing. But, things like that are why a team like Milan, I know the price is expensive and we'll get to it after, but I think maybe they should have been able to try to get someone like that. I'm not saying exactly Berardi, but someone with more class who, if you get a cross from Tio Hernandez, you're not hitting the side netting, you're hitting the back of the net.
He also missed a wide open net against Montenegro. Who was the team that Italy got eliminated against? Macedonia.
Yeah.
Macedonia.
North
Macedonia, yeah.
Yeah. So Berardi, to me, it's classic. He's going to score a banger against Lecce and then disappear against Juve. So,
like Franco was saying, Immobile was Azzurri Immobile. That's what he looked like. Mark, I know that we had named Roma as Campioni d'Agosto, but I think Napoli is battling it right now for Campioni d'Agosto with the fan base that they got. But just the way I say it's 2 games in, just like, Juve last game, we're back. And I'm going to stand by, I said I don't see them finishing top 4. Maybe I'm wrong, but exciting soccer to watch. But again, they played Monza and they played Verona. I don't understand why everybody's going out of their mind. Beautiful goals. That the guy Double K seems pretty good, but surprising to see 4 goals a game, but Napoli. But let me share some thoughts of what you saw.
I'm actually glad they're doing this because I think Napoli's doing what a lot of teams, especially in Serie A, don't have the guts to do and move on from the older players. I think this is something that Milan Berlusconi should have done, back before the banter era, when he just kind of let the team get stale, and then all of a sudden, Galliani was left trying to patch things up, and it was too little, too late. So I like what Napoli did, and I think it took a lot of guts. And obviously, I hope they don't finish above us. But no, I mean, 2 easy games, but 2 easy wins too. So you got to give it to them.
Good for them. Yeah, no, good. It's even, but then you get people like online. Oh my God, Milan, we missed out on Double K, and then you have people that just reply, I'm like, so what? He was gonna come and play behind the layout, like sometimes like just stop 2 seconds and try to justify.
The players not stupid.
Yeah, exactly. Players are not stupid, and people have to understand that we're not. Milan, Maldini, and Massara are not playing Fantacalcio, right? There's a salary. There's a whole bunch of factors onto why we can and cannot sign players, and the other thing is that we can't sign everybody. Can't sign everybody that we're linked to. It just doesn't make sense because we're going to link to everybody. So again, if you miss someone like Double K, you're going to miss people like that. It's only normal. It is, and you're going to hit on the Tomori and Kalulu. I'd rather hit on Tomori and Kalulu because I have someone who plays Double K's position who is better than Double K. Let's face it.
But Jan, supposedly Azzurri fan Phil watches some podcasts from 2 Milanisis from Montreal, and I think he replied back something to. I don't even know if he put in the busted tweets, but he basically said it's like we're talking out of our asses that we said they're not going to finish top 4, but exciting to watch. Napoli.
First off, let's everybody, like, I'm happy for them. They're doing like Mark was saying. It's nice to see a team do a rebuild, get some of their targets near the end of the window. If I'm a Napoli fan, I have an erection the size of the Empire State Building. I'm very happy about what's going on. But at the same time, you can't be saying that because you're going to get Keylor Navas, you're going to have the best goalie in the league, and
They're not
because you're
getting
going to
him.
get
He's
all these
injured
plays,
now. He's injured
and
now,
they got
and
all
it's
these
over.
guys, and it's like it's great what's happening with the team, but your greatest teams that you ever had failed. So maybe just keep it chill. Not that you have to be humble. Being a fan is all about being flamboyant and being bombastic and everything. So I get that. But just relax, man. You signed some guys. It's going well.
I don't understand why he says we're talking out of our ass, to be very honest.
We're not.
Because
2 weeks ago, they had nobody signed.
Yeah.
What, do you want me to start talking to you
Exactly, in
about
the future.
projected signings that you're having? And I expect you, Phil, the Munchkin King, to have more Argyle behind your team. Of course you're gonna be supporting your team. I had to support Milan for 10 years. They look like shit. I probably look like an idiot, but I had to do it. It was my team. I expect you to be that way. But when other people are just calling it the way it is, don't get upset. It's not like that other idiot Bowen that was saying it was racism because Bonetti didn't have them in the top four. First off, what are you listening to Bonetti for? He's just a pundit on TV. Secondly, who cares if you didn't put them in top four? People took Milan as not even a first place team, and we won the Scudetto. Who cares?
Milan fans didn't even take Milan as
But this is what I don't get about
team.
these guys like Phil. It's like, who cares what people think? Just banter and have fun, and that's it. Instead of searching your name every 20 minutes in the search categories. Like, come on, man. Relax.
But he's gonna have a rude awakening if it happens exactly like last year. Last year they won 8 straight games and then crumbled.
Yeah.
Typical Napoli panettone.
But
and if they lose, if they do it again, Jan, I'm going to send via Angie and via Dave panettones to that guy's house. I will block his house. The entrance to his house will be blocked of panettone.
Mark, how do you handle Twitter hate or Twitter some busted culture tweets? Does Milan Club Boston have to deal with anything like that? Milan Club Philly for sure. They have busted. They have some haters. New York, seguro. Toronto. How's Boston? Do you guys have a bit of Twitter hate?
Well, Boston in general can definitely banter with the best of them, but as far as our personal Twitter account, no, we don't mix it up. I mean, I take a lot of the busted tweets and stuff like that. A lot of that is I just see it as banter and ball busting. I saw one earlier today. It was I think actually Leao liked the tweet. It was Rafael Leao since he won Serie A MVP, and it was a picture of
Niang,
and Leao liked it. So I mean, I laughed. It's absurd. It's 2 matches in, but I laughed. I mean, I just see it as banter. I try not to take it too seriously.
And there, we're looking at even the other scores. Steve, so your title winner for Agosto, making it happen. Mourinho said there was a field of potatoes after 20 minutes in Rome, but they got it done. It's 3 points, right? Did you watch this game today? I was trying to catch a bit of the highlights, but from what I've been reading, I don't know if Jan, you watched or you were supposed to be working. I'm not sure. But Steve, did you catch it?
I was working.
Yeah, really caught this game. I think they had a lot of chances. The big thing is going to be the injuries. Roma got really sidetracked with 2 huge injuries for them. I think Zaniolo's 3 weeks and Widja Malson is gone for until the New Year. Widja Malson, the guy from the Netherlands. Broken tibia. I know how he feels. He's out for quite a bit of time. So there's no miracle in that one.
So
Roma making it so far, Jan.
The other funny thing is that the Napoli accounts that are at the lunch and the Roma accounts that are at the lunch, they're both bantering about beating teams that are like almost relegation teams. So for me as an outsider, I'm like, what are you guys going on about? You both had 6 points. You both beat whatever teams. Just be happy with the 6 points. I don't get it. It's hilarious. But then there's Milan accounts that are just the same.
Yeah.
They're in the
no.
That's that people are just a bit. I don't know what they want. It's like I can only imagine Christmas in their house as children. Like I didn't get the toy I wanted. You know what I mean? Like the complaining that must have gone on when things didn't go their way as children, and mom and dad just doing everything. It's okay, Phil. We're gonna fix you up. It's okay. Because that's how they act as adults. It's like, I can't get this. Oh, no, I want this now. And it's like, it's not happening. You know what I mean? So, could I just go back to the Monza game? I think Galliani is useless. They signed a bunch of nobody. Like, at the beginning, I was like, oh, they're going to be so good. They're going to be great to look. Presidente Silvio's back with Galliani. They're stuck in 2012 still, these guys. They're buying, that team looks so disjointed. I feel bad for Cranio. That I don't even know. He wasn't even playing. I don't know. Did he get hurt? Team looks terrible. They look bad. So I don't know what's going on there. But Silvio and Galliani, they're in it to win it. But Galliani didn't look too happy. I saw the the crowd.
But you see Galliani and Berlusconi. What everybody obbligo di riscatto if we stay in Serie A.
If we stay in Serie A,
they know.
They're gonna go dominate B next year. I think that's my early predictions, which I should.
It'll be a B.
And today to the Juve fans, well, the few Juventus fans that were saying that we're back, everything's back to on track as last game. When you get, I think, Husney on the Patreon chaps, like a masterclass from Gianpaolo tying. I know that it looked like Rabiot had scored there, but they did a tie. Mark, did you watch a bit of this game? Did you get entertained from the tweets? Or I don't even think, you know what, guys, it's not even surprising anymore, this kind of score. But what did you think? Seeing this
no, unfortunately, I wanted to watch this really badly, but work didn't let me do it. I was scored watching, but I couldn't actually watch much of the match. I threw it on, but a few glances here and there. But I don't know. I mean, I tried to, not that I want to defend Allegri, but I try sometimes. But I don't know. It just seems stale. It seems old. They should be playing way better than they're playing.
Way better.
I mean, I'm not going to shed a tear for them.
Garbage. That midfield shit.
Yeah.
Shit. Even if Pogba plays, that midfield shit. And Rabiot scores goals like he does transfers. They don't go through. They just get called back.
This was the ultimate snooze fest of the weekend. I actually fell asleep.
Yeah, this was worse than Lazio and Torino.
It was worse than Lazio and Torino. I actually fell asleep, not even to troll Juventini. This was terrible. If you, as a Juventini, cannot look at yourself in the mirror and say this was not what Juve is supposed to be, you have some serious problems.
And on a side note, guys, Zaniolo is what, a month?
3 weeks.
3 weeks.
Dislocated shoulder.
Dislocated shoulder.
He fell on the potato field, which is the Olimpico.
The Olimpico. All right. So taking a look at all these different scores before we head over to the couple of left Patreon questions. 331 members. Stevie P, I believe you were up there last week. What happened?
I'm currently 16th.
You're 16, so Scribe Milan is still up there. We have Mr. Fami Aznawi at 194 points. Muhammad Ahmad at 191. And you said where?
These
16?
are all 16th, but these are all guys who have double K, guaranteed.
They have double K. And
everybody who passed me had double K. There was not a lot of goals from players that will be in a Fanta Calcio team this week.
And Jan, where are you at? Not even close?
I don't know. I just made I have my other Fanta Calcio. I think this one here I just made a team just so Presidente would include it in my bonuses on the signing of the contract, and that was it. I just said, yeah, sure. Let me throw something. I think I do have double K in my team, but as you can tell, the rest of the team probably didn't score many goals. So.
Mark, how about you? Are you a Fanta Calcio kind of guy?
I'm on page 2 over there. I probably would be on page 1. I should have made double K my captain, but that was probably my mistake. But
where are you?
Shamo FC.
So I have a couple of names here. There you are. Shamo FC. I like it. Very good. You're good with graphics. You're good with names. Very nice. Look at the green screen. Please tell me that you got this green screen and this is the first ever thing that you put on the green screen.
No, I use it every day. So,
but the guys, SerieAFantasy.com. You can join the.
Brandon's on page 13.
I think. Oh yeah, my team name is Chiavo Veronica.
Chiavo Veronica. Page 13, Brandon. Here, hold on a sec. We're at 12. Oh. Page 13. What did you say? He's at
230 something.
Oh, you're page
236, baby.
236 was page 12, guys. It's page 12. 236. Brandon, you're right there. Yeah, but he's tied, guys. He's tied for 2. I see everybody's tied for 230. But guys, SerieAFantasy.com. free to join. There are prizes for all the players that are involved. They're gonna do some at the end of the season. We will have our own little prizes. Presidentes figuring out what kind of prizes we're gonna get. Probably some salamis and some prosciuttos, some panettones for Christmas. We will. Sergio, page 4, very nice.
The Stefano know the art of carrier pigeons because President is going to send them the information by pigeon now.
And I think somebody even mentioned the Pony Express. There's the Canadian Pony Express.
Morse code.
Taking a look at the Patreon, Gio saying, keep up the great work, guys. Disappointing result, but why did Pioli think it was okay to play Tonali for 90 minutes? He looked gassed after 20 minutes, and he was sloppy the whole game. Why doesn't management see we need a quality right wing? Are they blind? Also, give Benny his money if he keeps playing consistently. Everyone, please like and subscribe. You know what? From what the stuff that we discussed, I want to touch base on this Benacer. I believe we asked, did we ask it when we were at the bar, Steve, or do you give Benacer, Theo Hernandez money?
He has to be consistent. This is going to be a contract year for him. His agent really is gambling on him. He had a contract. He had an amount on the table that Milan was willing to give, and he said, hold on. So I think it's a gamble because of the type of year we're going to have where we stop for the World Cup. And it might pay off, if I'm not mistaken. They are they in the World Cup?
Algeria? No, they didn't qualify.
So then,
no, that was a cup. That was the African.
They got bounced in the AFCON,
yeah. So I don't know if it's it's a World Cup year. I guess the agent is playing with if he is in the World Cup or he isn't. If he is, you know how it is. The World Cup, it's a showcase, and everybody makes just a shotgun buy at players. If no, then he's stopping for a long period of time, which again, he's a player that over the years we've dealt with injury and we played him a lot. Same thing like Frank Kessie. It was Kessie, Benacer, Kessie, Benacer, Kessie, Benacer. It's a lot of minutes. So maybe the break's gonna help him. Maybe it's gonna slow the momentum. I don't know, but I think it's a gamble. I think that if he does continue to play the way he's been playing now, and both the double pivots, so that's something that Tonali needs to get better at too. And we saw it in the Inter game. All those guys in the midfield were picking up all that garbage outside the box, and they were hitting the net. And I think Tonali and Benacer showed it, where he was able to get away from his defender and actually curl it into the net. If he develops that part of his game, where he's not only recuperating balls but he's also scoring, then he's worth Theo Hernandez money. But if it's just to recuperate balls, guys, we don't have that type. We don't have that type of money, and he has to understand that he cannot demand that type of money.
Now, Algeria didn't make the World Cup.
So then he's looking for a break. Cameroon. So he's gambling then.
So we'll see.
But do we sell him by January if he doesn't resign?
I don't think so.
I would sell him. But then we can't keep losing guys for nothing, guys.
But I think he's 2024 though.
Yeah, layout too. Okay. 2024.
Yeah, so. 2024.
Okay.
Sorry, Slim TV saying hello to Milan Weekly Podcast crew. A 1-1 against Atalanta away is not a bad, but we now need to bounce back immediately and win against Bologna. Rebic up front is not a solution. The first game was good, but that's it. Same for Brahim in the area. Origi on the left is not my first choice. I think we need a CDK as Cam and Giro Origi as center forward. Maybe Rebic on the right. Why not? Is it clear as day that we need a right win? But somehow Milan thinks differently. Why? I mean, Messias and Salamaker, really? And why has Adli not played one single minute? Pioli needs to step it up. The Scudetto celebration is over now. Anyways, thank you for the show, guys. Forza Milan, cheers from the Swiss Alp. Jan, we kept on talking about this whole Rebic on the right wing.
No, get it out.
It's not going to happen, right?
It's not going to happen. And I agree with Sergio. Our corners stink, and we smell at corners. Wow. But that's been through a few coaches now, so I don't know what the problem is there. Maybe we just don't have the guys for it, but not good. So I don't know, man. It's
I think it's only us like imagining stuff like, but why don't we try him on the right? What? Nobody's going on the right.
But that's being a fan, and there's nothing wrong with asking questions. I just don't think we're ever going to see that. Like, I would like to see it happen, but then again,
Florenzi would be the only one to me that would
I
be
would
plausible.
probably see Florenzi more up there. But guys, like when we were trying to score against Atalanta, I don't know about you, but did you see the right side of that pitch? It was empty. Even at some point, Macias was like, as a second striker, they don't even want to touch that side of the field. Like, we're just going to one side, and that's very predictable. But I guess they feel confident enough that if they set up that way and attack from that side, something's going to go in, and it did go in for them last year. So they're going to keep trying that. But this is where you're gonna see it, not maybe in Serie A, but when you play Champions League, if you get teams again like Liverpool, Real Madrid, those ones there, you're gonna stay on one side, they're gonna feast off of you because they're just gonna attack the other side, and that's gonna be the problem that a lot of Italian teams have in that tournament. But look, I think in Serie A it could work, especially against a team like Atalanta. There, we should have scored more goals. We weren't terrible. We just didn't really start off very strong, I felt. That's all. But I think as the game went on, we got our legs. It wasn't that bad.
Mark, we're going to finish off with you. Vinny Mancini says, good evening, gentlemen. A bit of a lackluster match, but a 1-1 draw away to Atalanta this early into the scene is not an awful result. My question revolves around two areas that we continue to see a lack of growth within. Is it officially time for Milan to drop Brahim and put all their chips in on CDK, or is it still too early into the season? We all know that the right wing continues to be a sore spot for all the fans. If you both were on GMs today, our GMs, who would you want to be officially replace Salamakers and Macias? I'm still leaning on Ziyech, but wanted to see if you had any alternatives in mind. Thanks, guys. I'll let you comment on this one, Mark, and then if we were the GMs, again, it's we talk about salaries, whatever. But what do you say to Vinny's comments? Is it time for Diaz, or is it way too early? Like we were saying at the beginning, it's 2 games in.
Well, I mean, let's not forget that last week Diaz was maybe the best player on the pitch, or definitely one of the best players on the pitch. So let's not have too short of memories. I think this is what Diaz is. I think he has moments of greatness, then he has moments where he disappears, and I think the combination of those two is an okay player. I think CDK is the long-term answer as a starter. I said that earlier. I know a lot of people were retweeting Pioli's quotes about he doesn't think CDK can play on the right. I'm not so sure he meant ever. I think he meant next week. Yeah.
Well, Diaz is he's gonna have an opportunity because these 2 games also these guys need to step up, especially Diaz and Macias if he wants to. Well, I'm gonna say if he wants to keep his job. There's nobody there to take his job. So.
Look, he could easily lose it to Salchicha Maker. It's a revolving door, right?
He did play. He did play pretty good when he came out.
We're not getting anything much better, to be honest with everybody. That's what we're gonna get from Salchicha Maker. The hustle, and I get everybody's gonna say Salchicha Maker is not there for his offense. He's there for his defense. Blah 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 blah. But guys, we need to move on. It's obvious. If we're here, 4 gentlemen who love Milan, and I'm pretty sure there's tons of Italian podcasts that I hope, and I'm pretty sure they're saying the same thing. It's very obvious, guys, that there's missing another side of attack to this Milan. And again, we've had some link-ups, we've had some good things, they've had some chances. We saw Macias have that chance against Atalanta, which he should have scored. The soccer gods eventually will make you pay. And that's exactly what happens. You miss one on one end of the pitch, they're going to take it right back down, and they're going to bury one right behind you. We can't continue to miss those chances that we get, especially against a team like Atalanta. And I think, Brahim Diaz, I don't want to have a short-term memory, but I do have long-term memory. And, it's not good enough, the 8 games and then disappear for 20. We need 8 games. We need someone consistent, but you see the difference between someone like Diaz and someone like CDK. Someone like Diaz, who's already been in the league quite a bit and has changed his body, guys. Let's be honest. Has changed his body to try to get more physical. And someone like CDK, who's coming from Belgium, very, very tall, very lanky, and then, Atalanta, the smart teams, and I'm going to give them credit this time, they recognized the danger and then started to be physical with him. So he's going to need to learn and change and adapt as well.
And if we had an idea of a right wing, I don't know if I have the knowledge in there. We got to believe the Ziyech. honestly, I think it's always coming to salary. I think at one point we were talking about that. Would have loved a guy like Berardi, but again, if he's Italian, he's going to cost double the price. Yeah, and who would you get hypothetically if you were a GM?
On the right side?
Yeah.
I would have already paid Ziyech whatever he wanted. So let's go. Give everybody else a raise and shut the fuck up and play. Let's go. If I was a GM. But that's just
Presidente style.
That's like, yeah, everyone gets a raise. Let's go play and then get whoever we want. But I mean,
Mark, about you?
Noah Lang, when he mentioned Noah Lang, but he's another guy that's a head case. So I don't know if that would have been really good to have another head case on the team. But
I love Ziyech too. I mean, I think he's a great player, but there is a trickle down effect in all seriousness. I mean, if you take him on loan and you pay him 6 million euros, he's the highest paid player on the team. How do you think that translates to Leao's negotiations? If now a guy we have on loan is the highest paid player on the team, well, Leao's going to want, forget about the 6. 7 is now the
7 is the number. Yeah.
And the same thing with Benacer. You give Benacer Teo money. Okay, that's fine. What's Tonali going to ask for? Because he took a pay cut. He's going to make up for that somewhere down the line. So I'm not saying I'm not paying those guys that. I'm just saying there is a trickle down effect to just give them whatever they want. Okay, well the next guy's going to say, give me whatever I want too, like you did with. So I'm obviously this is boring.
It's spread.
We've mentioned, we've mentioned, like, you bring in somebody from the outside, the highest paid player. It's like, it's one thing when Ibra is the highest paid player, but we're joking around about Ronaldo coming in. You're an outsider, then you bring another guy who's going to make that money.
Guys, listen to what we just said. This is my indigestion of the week. FIGC guy, Serie A guy, who decided to say there's too many stranieri in the league.
Strangers. For our non-Italian speakers.
We just said Milan, 7-time Champions League winners, 19-time Scudetto winners, will bring in someone from another team on loan, and that person will be the highest paid player on our team. So that means that player, wherever he's playing now, example, Ziyech in Chelsea, is sitting, riding the pine, maybe playing 20 minutes a game at $6 million. That's insane, guys. We are so behind. And with people in charge that we have that are in dinosaur mentality, guys, this will never end for Serie A unless they get out of the dinosaur ages.
What did he say exactly? End. He said that he's concerned about
he's concerned because there's too many foreigners.
But he likes the way Italian calcio is growing.
Yeah, it didn't make sense, Vinny. The whole thing doesn't make sense.
Such a great growth for Italian calcio.
There's no growth. And I get it. And me too. I'm very proud. And I would love to see a lot of Italian players. But financially, you don't make it feasible. Or it's there's an Italian tax when you take on an Italian player when there's no tax when you take on someone from somewhere else. Like, come on.
If I may, there's a reason that Italian teams are loading up on stranieri, on foreigners, because Italian players for the most part suck compared to our counterparts in other positions.
100%.
You have some excellent play. Look, the best midfielder Italy has doesn't even play in Italy. He plays in France.
Yeah, and he's been playing there for a long time.
You know what I mean? And as soon
he's
as
never played in Serie A.
Look, Scamacca was coming up. I didn't rate him as like the next Christian Gary, but Scamacca was coming up. What happened? Sassuolo sold him to West Ham.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If Tonali wasn't a Milanista at heart, I'm pretty sure he would have gone to another, like a West Ham or a Fulham or one of those smaller clubs in England that would have paid him big money to play there. And there's that kid, Vincenzo Mancini or Tommaso Mancini.
He's going to Juventus.
And the Juventus and Milan, both times it fell down apart, that deal. Why? Because the agent wanted more money to get him signed. This kid's going to squalor his talent now and said,
his father. That's the agent's father.
Because it's Italian mentality, give me more. And then what's Milan and Juve going to go do? They're going to get a Lazetic. They're going to go find Milik again. They're going to go find someone else. And then Gravina instead, he's going to say, we have too many foreigners here. Nah. What are you developing for these teams to buy? They have to win championships.
Let's miss another World Cup. Maybe it's going to get into their heads.
Yeah, exactly. Because we have so much talent here in Italy.
Well, there's also the growth decree too, where they actually benefit from signing a foreigner. So it's cheaper to sign a foreigner. So I mean, it's like we have laws that are in place that make it more financially feasible for them to sign foreigners. But then you can't complain about foreigners coming in. It's backwards. The whole league is backwards.
You know what?
That's
I
why
would
we
love
need to leave the league behind. Just worry about yourself, build your stadium, and
Super League.
just
Super League.
I'm not saying Super
Il-
League, but build your stadium and
Il
move on from the
calcio
rest of the
del
league.
popolo, okay? Il calcio, the football is for the fans. That's what they were saying.
Look how they treat
No
the popolo
pirating.
in Italy. If I could just
Guys,
think about
it is
that.
time. But you know what? A shout out, whoever is on the comments, any of our listeners or viewers, if you know of anybody on the Twitter machine anywhere that could come on to this podcast and explain to us the intricacies of the finances about this tax, why is this meaning of like, somebody from another country can get a tax break on the second year, I would love to really explain it to regular Joes like us. Shout out to help us out, guys. Now, it is time. How many did you put up, Jan?
I think there's four.
Four?
Yeah.
Mark, are you ready for your first ever busted culture tweet? You haven't seen these. I haven't seen them.
This isn't my first rodeo. Come on, I've been here. I've been on this before.
With the busted cultural tweets, here we go, gentlemen. Jan, who do you have for us under door number 1? Just remember, AC Milan finished 4th in the Champions League group stage and won Serie A in the same season. Italian League. Okay. So
it's dead, I guess.
Okay, so the Italian League, yeah, because we finished 4th and we won Serie A.
Mr. Rashput over here, because he's a Barcelona fan, as you can see from his avatar. I don't think he remembers. I don't think he was a Barcelona fan when the Champions League was actually the league champions. They used to go and play for the Champions League when Barcelona wasn't winning anything. But finishing 4th in a group stage, how does that equate to anything about this? In the same year, I was reading someone that replied, Barcelona finished 3rd in their group and went to the Europa League and lost to Eintracht Frankfurt, 11th place in the Bundesliga. What does it mean where you finish in your group stages to then equate to like, okay, so because Milan won the league and finished 4th, the whole entire league is garbage.
It's like those teams that we have. Let's say would it be. Is that this it's I don't think it's Lupo worthy, like a Lupo award, but it's pretty busted. Steve,
come on, like what are we making these comparisons? So like I fell on my shoes and then all Nikes make you fall on the floor. It's like, come on, like these analogies. It's like please.
Steve, busted, yes, but not. This is not Lupo level.
Busted, but not Lupo worthy.
Mark, no, it's good, but and just keep our name out of your mouth. Yeah, they just like to talk about Milan. That's what we need. Somebody to take the Will Smith thing, and as soon as he says wife, we just change the voice to Milan. Door number 2, Jan, we have at Salad NFL. A few weeks ago, ADL was getting booed, and guys were putting banners around the city. Those with common sense said, just wait till the Mercato is done. All of a sudden, we have the best squad in the league. Thank you, with hearts in the eyes. Steve, take this one and décortiquer.
These guys, man.
I think this guy's from Toronto, if I'm not mistaken.
No, but just
he's American. He's
American.
Napoli fans. He has NFL in his hashtag for sure. He's American. I just like put things into perspective. You're purchasing players. It's fine. You're retooling. It's fine. How could you be the best squad in the league? Just like that. It's honestly, it's impossible. Like Napoli fans, put it through your thick heads. You're good for margarita pizza.
Not all Napoli fans, right? Because we had a couple of good ones.
There's a couple of good ones, but majority of them, margarita pizzas. You're also good at reminding everybody that you had I think, the greatest player of all time, Diego Armando Maradona. But that's a long time ago.
Could you make another jersey, please?
Yeah. Now, I get it, the frustration. We went through it too. We purchased a lot of people too. But we had Fasone and Mirabello who screwed up everything.
How excited did we get today?
It might get much more exciting for you. But the track record of Napoli is always run, and then choke. So we're going to just come down at you so much harder when you do choke. because you will. And you've done so for 10 plus years. Because while Milan and Inter were sleeping, only their fault that they were sleeping, you still couldn't win a Scudetto. You came close. Not so much.
But
you're in a busted Calcio tweet again.
What Mohammed is complaining about everyone being too extreme on ADL, he does in the same exact tweet. How is that not busted? You're telling everyone to stop being extreme about EDL because he didn't buy guys and he was saying these stupid comments about the AFCON and whatever. There's three shorties. And then at the end of your tweet, you're saying you're the best team in the league. So you're being extreme now. And the problem with guys like this is that they want to be quote-unquote journalists, so they write articles and stuff. How the hell does this make any sense? Who's going to read this besides just some cracked out Napoli, like, give me all the Napoli news that I can get? You're not going to make it as a journalist being non-objective like that. I'm sorry. I don't want to be a journalist. So I'm not going to be objective, and I don't care. But these guys, I know that that's what they want to do. They go out there and they try and write their little articles. But then you see a tweet like this, you're contradicting yourself right there. It's like, that's 140 characters. Imagine I have to look at a paragraph of what this guy wrote. I'd be like, what's going on? I'd be so confused.
Mark, definitely busted. Did your eyes hurt a little bit on this one? And this has got to be Lupo level. It could be winning the Lupo Award this week. What do you say?
I take back everything I said about being happy for Napoli. This is the stuff that just drives me crazy.
Welcome to the club, Mark. We meet every Monday night.
There's a strong Napoli fan base in Boston. I respect them, but it's not always the team that gets the shiny new toy that becomes the best team in the league. I think a lot of people have this mentality. It's like if you win the NFL, if there's any NFL fans, the NFL has this kind of thing too, where like if someone wins the draft or wins free agency, they're now the best team in the league, and it never works out. The New York Jets are like the kings of being the best team in the offseason, and then the real season comes and they're still shit. So, Napoli's not shit, obviously, but let's just relax. Let's let the games play out.
Just relax. Let it play. Exactly.
It's okay. Guys, Jan, excuse me. I'll let you. Let me read out the next one that you put up for us here. Slide number 4. At Partenopesce, if Napoli signs Navas, we have the best goalkeeper in the league. We already have the best striker.
Lupo winner. Don't even read anymore. Don't even read. I can't believe it's on our screen.
Wait, it's not over. We already have the best striker in the league, and overall, arguably the best midfield if Ndombele comes. You can argue the best attack as well if Raspadori comes. But people want to laugh, LMAO. Make me laugh, to be honest. Makes you laugh, to be honest. Yeah, it does. It does make me laugh. I don't, Jan? What? And this,
okay.
How did you
the
get
only
this?
Part the only part I can agree with is that you arguably do have one of the best strikers in the league, because I do think Osimhen is one of the best strikers in the league.
Absolutely.
Hard stop.
Yeah, and then Ndombele. Bo, what's he gonna do over here? We'll see if he doesn't break his tibia. Then Raspadori comes, constant, inconsistent player at Sassuolo. Didn't really do much for the Azzurri. He's shorter than Insigne. I hope he does well, but I don't know how that makes you the best attack in the league. Okay, because you still have the Mexican Salamakers on the right side, who's not good, and you spent $45 million on the guy. We spent $4 million on Salamakers.
Wait, hold on.
Lozano
no making funny on Lozano. I have him in my Fanta Calcio. I need him.
Well, that's why he's going to do even worse this year, Steve. You put Ashkaronia of your team on top of him. Now, Navas, better than Magnan. Better than Magnan.
Napoli tears, they taste good.
They do taste good, Gio. I don't know what I can't even you can't be serious. Like Mike Magnan is nominated for the top 5 goalies in the entire world, and you're gonna put Keylor Navas that looks like he's been at a rave every night since Ginger got hired over there. He doesn't even look like he's playing soccer anymore. You're telling me that guy's gonna be your saving grace? I get out of here.
Steve, I think I'm gonna agree with you. I didn't see the last one, but I don't think anything can top this one for now. This for me nominated.
But again, just to this might be an old tweet, but last I checked,
it was last week.
But last week is old. The Navas thing, I think, broke down because I think he's hurt.
It says if Napoli.
But that's it. Even if whether he's injured or not, this is Lupo award winning. Like,
Mark, definitely you're with us on this one. It's up there. It's maybe like we might have to do like a best of all time busted tweets at the end of the best of the season. This one, it's special.
Yeah, the Ndombele one is that's the part that really bothers me, because if you ask any Tottenham fan, he's been dog shit since they signed him, and like Napoli gets him, and there's like a wrinkle in time where like people just forget that, like, because he was a big money transfer when Tottenham signed him, and then he's out of their memory for the next 4 years. He's been dog shit for 4 years. Ask anyone, and then they get him, and it's he's the guy that they signed for big money. It's like, yeah, but he hasn't played well. And it's essentially a dry loan. There's an option, but it's an astronomical figure. They're never going to pay that. So fine, you have a dry loan, take a flyer on him, see what happens. But yeah, it's whatever. I like Raspadori.
It's a Bakayoko move. It's a Bakayoko move.
Yeah,
they couldn't get Bakayoko, so they're doing it with Ndombele.
Yeah. All right. So
a good lead into the next tweet.
Next tweet. This is the last one. At average Milan fan, not one of Benacer, Kessie, or Tonali were as good as peak Bakayoko was.
He's joking, this guy.
No, he's got to be joking. This can't be a...
No. I actually, so Gio and your cousin Gio, we wrote to him, like, you got to be serious. And he's like, he then replied with a video of the San Siro chanting Bakayoko's name and saying, the stadium never did this for Benacer, Kessie, or Tonali.
Okay, hold on.
I can't believe I'm going to take away the Lupo award from the last guy.
That's what I was just going to say. I'm like, you validated that he was serious.
I think so. And I replied, I said, well, I'm glad you're getting the interactions. I said, maybe you're going to be a winner.
Can you give us the likes? Can you give us the likes? Like, don't cut out the likes and the retweets, because that interests me as well. So you replied back.
That's a lot of smoke and mirrors, Vinny.
Oh, yeah, it's true.
Because if they're busted, people are liking it, but they're liking it because they're just as busted as the person who put them on. So
not one of Benacer, Kessie, or Tonali were as good as peak Bakayoko was for us.
So like peak Bakayoko was 2 games, right? In 2019.
Faz doesn't believe it.
I didn't even think about that. I was thinking about Bakayoko like at Monaco before his first transfer to Chelsea.
Oh, okay. Well, no,
but he's saying for us.
He's saying for us.
For Milan, so. But even at that, even Bakayoko at Monaco, I would still take Kessie over him.
Yeah, Kessie's the best one out of all 4 of these. Let's be honest. Come on.
I'm sorry, Mark. Do you agree? I think I can't believe we have to take it away from this.
Francesco, when I mentioned that he was nominated, said he hoped he won.
He hoped he won.
I thought that was pretty a good comment. I was like, you know what? You're going to have fun. Thank you for writing back that you hope you win. This guy didn't answer me.
Yeah, I'm going to have to. Yeah. Mark, what say you, man?
Yeah, I mean, Bakayoko, he did have that one really good season with us, but come on.
After he was forced to play because of injury, and it took him 8 games.
3 months with us, because that season started very, very poorly.
Oh, yeah. No, it definitely did. It definitely did.
Half a season.
I'm sorry, I'm still distracted by Ndombele. I can't get over it. It drives me nuts.
Faz is in disbelief. He's like, no, this it can't be. He's fishing. This is beyond, but this is art. Yeah. Is this the last one?
This is the last one.
Yeah. No, I gotta go with. But I can't like. Did you read? What was the content of his page? Does he put up all these? Like, we need some more. We need some more research into this page. Like, was he fishing?
Look, guys, there's Milan accounts out there that if you talk bad about Suso, they get mad still. Okay, the guy's been sitting on a bench at Seville for 2 years. So there's people out there that this is. He might have bought all the Bakayoko stuff in the world, and he was just like, "I'm gonna live or die with this guy. No one's gonna take a return on this. I can't sell it on marketplace. I'm just gonna go for it." His whole room is probably Bakayoko. That's it.
Okay, so if he replied with a video of Bakayoko, I'm gonna have to go with this one here. Napoli's. Hold on a second. Let me.
And I
know it's been a while, guys. An hour and 20 minutes.
I even said that that crowd has also chanted Montolivo's name. He's like, "No, they haven't. You're lying."
Yeah, I'm sorry. Okay, I'm sorry, guys. Steve, you voted. I know it's breaking your heart that you had to move from.
Don't worry, Francesco will be back. I'm pretty sure Francesco will be back.
You're gonna tell him though that he
came close second. Yeah, I'm gonna tell him.
He got outdone by.
Just like Napoli,
we don't know if he's a Milanista, right? The other guy, we don't know if he's a Milanista.
Francesco's a Napoli fan.
No, but I'm saying average Milan fan. I saw in the chat that it was. I thought it was. It's like an Inter troll account.
It is. It's like yeah, it's so bad. It's good, but this is like wow. Yeah, Mark, are you with us? Is this the busted tweet?
No, I'm still going with that second Napoli fan.
I think I'm gonna go with the Napoli guy too, just because he's the best goaler in the league. I think that's probably worse than Bakayoko, better than those
guys. I'm sorry. Reread this. Not one of Benacer, Kessie, or Tonali were as good as peak Bakayoko was for us. Navas is not a shitty goaltender, and I'm sticking with this.
He's an okay goalkeeper.
The only reason why I'm going with the Napoli guy is because I know the Napoli guy is a real person, and I think he deserves it. And I think that the second guy is trolling us. That's the only reason.
Jan, you got to do some investigative reporting. Let us know.
Well, I mean, I'm down to go with the Francesco here.
I'm sticking to my no.
He has it in him to take over from Lupo. I believe he does. He has it in him.
So it's 3-1. So I guess the Lupo award goes to Francesco. He comes back for the win at the end. Let him know that we thought he was gonna lose to
Francesco. We gave it to you because you're a human.
Come on, guys, look at this. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna research. I'm gonna let you guys know. I'm gonna research this, gentlemen. Mark, thank you for joining. I know it's been Napoli texting a Napoli guy. An hour and 22 minutes in. It's always fun, at least finishing off this way here. By the way, just let everybody know, like you said at the beginning, where to go at for any game. So you'll be there. Are you guys there every single game, or let's say even a midweek game? Will you guys be there as well?
Yeah, I mean the turnouts aren't as big, but they'll always have us. So whether it's 2 people showing up, they'll always welcome us. So yep, Ducali. 289 Causeway Street, right down the street from the Garden.
Beautiful. Breaking news for the Derby, Jan. The Monday podcast, Francis is going to be replacing me as I'm going to be in Italy. So I don't know if you can make it out to make it a trio in case we lose that game and Steve needs some protection, or if we win, we're gonna have to bash him because he's gonna be feeling pretty sad.
It'll be I'll be there, and then the following 2 weeks I'll be in Europe. I'll be at the Napoli game. Milan.
Oh, it's true. Signing Italian players, you pay 6% tax, and for coming from outside, thank you for that. But why? How does that even make any sense?
Yeah, I think it's to boost the economy, or something like that.
Yeah, I think it's to bring more people.
Because Italy just needs more people, right? I mean, they're taking.
There are other types of laws in other countries that are similar, but
yeah.
Anyways, guys, any closing remarks before we let everybody go? Entertaining. Thank you, Jan, for these beautiful busted tweets. Thank you for signing, renewing your membership. Mark, thank you for this beautiful background. Steve, thank you for letting us know what they were doing and how Presidente does his. So Maurizio and Presidente, they're doing voice acting. They're doing
voice acting classes. Let's wrap it up, guys. An hour and a half.
Ovunque e sempre, guys.
Forza Milan!
Forza Milan!
Ciao,
Forza
guys.
Milan.
Ciao.